Welcome to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, where guests will share their experiences in saving money easily with this Spendthrift Trust. The real name for the trust is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. Capital gains are currently 23.8% on any profits, be it a crypto investor, crypto miner, real estate investor, day trader, forex, stock market trader. Your guest is Sally Gibbon, and I want to make sure that you can learn how to save money easily. Hi, my name is Sally Gimon, and I am the person for thetrustisyou.com, and I'm starting a new podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I want to talk about what I have done in the last 18 months. I'm not trying to crow, but I want to explain to you how it will work. Let me go over exactly what's going to go on here. The Spendthrift Trust is based on a law from England when the Church of England started under King Henry VIII. I started, thanks to my father, we got both the business trust and the Spendthrift Trust because my brother has a brewery, my sister-in-law has a landscape design company, and I am doing 3 MLMs out of my business trust. Now, with the Spendthrift Trust, both trusts, business and beneficial trust, will A, help you save money on your taxes easily, B, keep all your information safe, and C, will keep you from being sued. Very important information, but I want to show you how the Spendthrift Trust defers capital gains. Currently, capital gains are 23.8% on all profits. That starts adding up quite quickly. Now, when you do go out to thetrustisyou.com, you will get the slide deck where I talk about this. This is all my information for 2021 and up until July 31st, 2022. I've got a few real estate deals that are still happening here. So just to give you an idea, I'm not trying to crow here, but when I started doing this, the reason I started this was I bought a bank-owned property in July of 2020 for $20,000 in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I bought it for $20,000. Paperwork said I had to sell it for $50,000 at auction when the auctions opened up again after COVID. Put it into the auction August 28th. It went up to $64,329. Yay, Sally. I had started the trust back in March of 2021 and just had to do 2 very simple bill of sales to get from my LLC to me and from me to the trust. And I got to save $10,550 on that one transaction. A second transaction that happened because the courts opened up again, a note that I had in Memphis, Tennessee that had not paid me 9 months before COVID, and we were 1 day away from doing a forfeiture on them. Then the court shut down because of COVID. I was able to get them to sign a land contract deal, and then I was able to sell it. I bought the note for $15,400 in my bought that with today's money. And then I sold it for $31,000. On that transaction, not that much, but I did get to save $3,712. Now, a big one that I did, I can help investors get loans, private loans to do their fix and flips. So I call 5 a day. I called a gentleman in Ottawa, Kansas. I don't know where Ottawa, Kansas is. That he had inherited his aunt's house. She had passed away. His family was very upset because they were upset that he got the house and nobody else did. So long involved story, I used the trust that owns my infinite banking policy. I used the infinite banking policy to get a $40,000 loan, interest only loan. That was $485 a month for that interest only loan. I know this because it took us 9 weeks to get this house back on the market. I didn't do it. He did it. I'm in North Carolina. He's in Ottawa, Kansas. He ripped out the appliances in the kitchen. They were old, and all the carpeting in the bedrooms, and put in new things. He was going to wholesale the house. Instead, he got renters into the house and then got an appraisal on it. So I got 50% of the appraisal. So I made $78,242.05. That 5 cents is important. So I was able to save over $18,600 on that one transaction because it was done through the trust. And my infinite banking policy that's owned by the trust grew by an extra $40,000. Yay, yay, Sally. The reason I have moved to North Carolina is because there is an interesting law here. It's called an upset bid. When you go to auction and you win a house, you think you won. But depending on which county you're in, it's either 10 business days or 10 calendar days. So I have won several homes. One home in Monroe, North Carolina, small little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. I sold it for $14,000, or I made $14,000 on that deal. That saved me $3,302 because of that one deal. 2 deals in Concord, which is, don't laugh at me, I say this county wrong all the time. I say Carabas or something. One was a mobile home with a hole in the roof and 2 holes in the ground. And another one was another 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Little tiny houses. Both of those houses together, one I sold for $16,500, another one I sold for $8,500 profit. Those 2 houses saved me over let's be honest, $6,000. So I'm using this trust to do quite a few things for me and my family. My brother is using the trust for his brewery. My sister-in-law is using the trust for the business trust for the brewery, and also for her landscaping business. So far, since July 31st, 2022, I've saved $32,546.60, plus the money I saved in 2021. That's $14,262. So far, I've saved almost $47,000 in capital gains because of the trust and the real estate I'm doing. I am not crowing. I am not saying, hey, I'm wonderful, come follow me. I'm the only one who knows what's going on. This trust has been around for quite some time. I write on behalf of Rosen & Rosen Law Firm. They do have a trust that has been around for over 390 years. It goes from generation to generation. The 5 words that make this trust so special is irrevocable, discretionary, complex, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. Real quick, so y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Irrevocable goes from generation to generation. Famous quote by Nelson Rockefeller: own nothing, control everything. The Rockefellers have a trust that's called the Office. It's 7 generations old, and they have over 391 people in that trust. 95% of the trusts out there are trusts just like what my parents had, where it's to avoid probate. The trust was started by my mom and dad, and will end when their accounts are done with. I'm going to finish that up when we get when I do his 2022 taxes. That trust is over with. What Susie Orman talks about on PBS, that too is to avoid probate. It does not help you save on taxes. It does not keep your information private, and it does not keep you judgment proof. This is a very specialized trust that is written in the tax code 623B as in Bravo, 623B as in Bravo. I'm using the trust for both the business trust for my MLM information. You can find out more information there if you're interested. That's at www.learnwithsallymarie.com. And then I also do talk about the trust. Every Monday evening, 8 p.m. East Coast time, I do hold a live Q&A. I go over the slides, and then I open it up for Q&A, and it's kind of an amazing time for people to sit down, people all over the country asking questions, because you learn from other people. So please come on Monday evening. It's a Zoom call. We'll have the links with this podcast. Again, please like this podcast. I'm trying to grow this podcast as much as possible because I want everyone to win with what they're doing. The average person joining my real estate group, I'm part of Renata's real estate, is a 54-year-old man trying to save money for retirement. This is a true story. I've told it before, and I'm sorry if it's I'm reiterating it, but my friend Kelly, retired preacher from New Hampshire, moved to Arizona. He knocked 4 times on a house that was going to pre-foreclosure. 4th time on Super Bowl Sunday, he got a daughter who was headed back to California when it got dark out because her car was an old car. He made $50,000 on that wholesale deal. Congratulations, Kelly. Unfortunately, he sat in on my seminars. He did not think about the capital gains, and he is now driving Uber 6 nights a week because he has a $990 tax bill to the IRS for paying capital gains. I do not want that to happen to you. Kelly knows I tell his story. He wants to be the poster child of my trust. The trust helps any investments. I don't care if you're a real estate investor like I am, I'm also in crypto. I have a bottom feeder. I'm setting that up. Kind of interesting. I'm also in Novatech. You'll find out about those slides at learnwithsallymarie.com. Just to give you an idea, with Novatech, you put $500 in, and every Friday they pay you compounded interest rate. Woohoo! Keeps going up every single Friday. The slides, I can't trust these slides, but they say with $500 investment and wait 5 years, it will grow to over $1 million. Excellent. The big situation there is you're going to pay capital gains on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do fast math. So $1 million, woohoo! I'm going to be the next millionaire minus 500. Let me get you another thing because you're going to take out the $25 a month on it. So 25 times 12 equals 300 times 5 is 1,500. So I'm going to minus 1,500 out of that too. 1,500. Then times 0.238. So when I go to take that money out of my Novatech account, there's going to be capital gains. If I take the $500 from what I put in 2022 and take it out in 2027, capital gains on that $1 million would be $237,000 that I get to save. Again, I'm not saying you have to have this, but saving over $237,000 because of a $500 investment, I'm okay with that. Saving almost $47,000 on some of the investments I'm doing, I'm okay with that. These are examples I personally am using. I'm not saying you have to follow along with me or do other things. With this podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. With this podcast, I'm going to go over a few different clients. It's very interesting. My clients are very embarrassed with what they're paying in taxes. They don't want to come onto the podcast. So I'm going to use their names, first name only, first name, so they don't have to worry about that, and use their examples because everyone should know how to save the money. I mean, just to give you an example, one of the clients today sent me an email. He fixed and flipped the house. He just signed the paperwork November 1st. He got to save $13,090. He made $55,000, and that because of that, he said $13,090. These are the things I'm going to be discussing on this. I'm going to be bringing on guests onto this Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, and I would love for you to like it and to share it with any other investors you know. I don't care if they're in Forex, if they're futures trader, if they're day traders, stock market traders, if they're in real estate, if they're in crypto mining, anything like that. Let your friends and family know about this because trust me, nobody likes to pay capital gains. One more caveat that y'all should know about. Currently, capital gains are 23.8% on profits. Also, the trust defers interest income. A lot of people who have do the BRR method, I didn't give enough R's, BRRRR method, have interest income. That gets taken care of too with this trust. But most investors are unaware about capital gains. So currently, it's 23.8% on federal capital gains. There is past legislation, it hasn't gone through yet, but there is past legislation to raise capital gains to 40% on some tax brackets, $400,000 or more per year. That's going to start getting expensive. Well, I think 23.8% is expensive. I am not Wonder Woman. I'm trying to get the word out to as many people as possible because if I can save money, you can save money. True story, Grant Cardone, the real estate guru, tells people about this trust when you spend $100,000 with him. That's a lot of money. And then he sells a trust for $50,000 on top of that. That's still a lot of money. Currently, this is late 2022. The trust, either the business trust or the beneficial trust, is $20,500. It comes with an entire team, a team that helps you get the EIN number, the non-grantor. It also helps you, a team to help you put your car into the trust, put your possessions into the trust, put your home into the trust. All of this is part of paying for this. And then you have a retainer to talk to a CPA to file your 1041 taxes. Again, this trust is to help you save money. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, I'm trying to defraud the government. I am very happy to be an American. I served in the Peace Corps for 2 years, Eastern Poland, 91 to 93. I'm happy to be American. I just don't think it's fair that because I'm a smart investor, I have to pay so much in capital gains. I still pay gas tax. I still pay food tax. I still pay other taxes. This is just a way to help you start saving money. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I would love for you to like this podcast. Again, this is Sally Gimon with Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. You'll find out more information at my website, thetrustisyou.com. Have a beautiful week, and thank you for listening. Take care. Thank you for listening to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. You can find out more about this at thetrustisyou.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming up, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to serving you next week's episode. Take care. Have a beautiful week.